Are we live?
Yep.
Hey, it's Chris Homestead the hard way. And I promised the people I'd do a milk cow economics video. The price and some tricks about keeping one milk cow. Stick around for a minute. I'm going to give you the money part first. Then after that, I'm going to go into a little more detail. Just for the people that want the money part, I'm going to do it first. Okay, cost to keep a dairy cow. This is to keep one dairy cow. In our case, it's a Jersey. So we're going to go by Jersey size cow figures. This is a full size Jersey, not a mini. To keep one dairy cow, you're going to need a milk barn with a concrete floor and a stall. Probably, I think ours is 12 by 14 with a stall in the middle so you can get on each side with a concrete floor. And you need you feed the cow at the front of the stall, and sometimes you have a little head gate that kind of hold them a little bit. It's not like a head gate like you use to give them shots, but it's something to kind of keep them in place. That's going to cost you a couple $1,000 probably if you build it yourself. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. You might have a building you can repurpose. The other thing, I want you to remember that a milk cow is going to need more pasture, more feed, more everything than a beef cow. Best I can tell, it takes about 2 acres of pasture here in the south. And that's in the south. So if you're out west where it's dry, up north where it's cold, you might need to add on to that a little bit. Now that's good pasture. Feed cost, now this is feed cost here. Now I'm paying $20 for an 800-pound bale of hay. If your hay is more than that, you're going to have to adjust it accordingly. But for one Jersey milk cow, it takes 8 round bales of 800-pound round bales of hay a year. It's $160. It takes 73 bags of feed a year. They need 10 pound at least 10 pound of feed. Now that's feed. That's ground corn, wheat feed, not whole grain. We learned this the hard way many years ago because we tried to feed whole grain out of the field, straight out of the combine. They don't get anything out of it. They don't digest it. It all ends up poop in the cow pasture. It needs to be ground up feed. It takes 73 bags a year. Our feed here is $10 a bag, $730. So that's $890 a year in feed. That's your cost. Okay, let's look at some other things about keeping a dairy cow while we're on the subject. The very first and most important thing I need to tell you is that when you've got a dairy cow in milk, you are committed to milking that dairy cow. A lot of people don't understand that. We have a lot of people in the area here who'll get a milk cow. About a month into milking it, they're ready to get rid of it. I've seen them pay $2,500 for a broke milk cow, sell it a month later for $800 to get rid of it. Because they found out the shoulder hurts, the back hurts, it's too much trouble. Little Johnny had a ball game they couldn't miss. Cow got mastitis. You're committed to milking that cow. You're committed to milking that cow whether the kid's got a ball game, whether your great aunt died, whether you got the flu, that cow's got to be milked. Regardless. She don't care what ails you. All she knows is she needs to be milked. And it's physically uncomfortable for her. So it's a little bit inhumane not to milk. The calf. You've got to decide what you're going to do with the calf. Now, on a commercial dairy, calf's born, calf goes away. They give him away, they sell him, whatever they do with him. Especially a bull calf. On your homestead, you're probably not going to do that. Now, in the old days, and my grandmama had a small dairy here on the farm here. She milked about 4 cows. What they used to do was they had a calf pen. Little 10 by 10 pen off the side of the cow barn. Kind of went under the shelter with the cow. where the cow and the calf could be right beside each other in the fence, touch each other, but he couldn't nurse. And the boards close enough together, she couldn't nurse. And they take the calf away from the cow at night. In the morning, they'd milk the cow. They'd leave the calf 1/4. In other words, cows got 4 quarters on the udder. They'd milk 3, let the calf have 1. That way there was no bottle feeding or bucket feeding the calf. And that's a really good way of doing it. It's considered highly unsanitary nowadays. Just get some disinfectant and clean the cow's udder when you milk her. What are you going to do with the calf when you raise it? Now, there's 2 things I want to cover here. One, a good milk cow is going to make way more milk than you'll ever use on your homestead. And there's some legality issues in a lot of places about selling it. We used to feed milk to the hogs. We used to pour milk by the bucket to the hogs. You just can't use it all. You can't make enough butter, make enough cheese. You just can't use it all. So here's kind of a crazy suggestion, because they used to do this in the old days. In my grandparents' day, you ain't necessarily got to have a dairy cow to milk. My grandma milked a couple of Herefords. You kind of might have to pick them out of your beef herd, the ones that are just better milkers. But I think that, and we have done this, I think you'd be better off with a half dairy cow. The best cow we had was a half Angus, half Holstein. She had plenty of milk, but she was a big cow. That's something else I need to tell you. The bigger cows will eat more. The calf, I'd keep the calf. I'd leave him a quarter if it was me. And I try to have some beef blood there somewhere, because Jerseys are pretty sorry beef. Holstein beef is fine, but a Jersey has yellow fat, yellow beef tallow, and it's just not good. We've tried, we have a source for Jersey bull calves, and we've tried to raise them. Nobody wants them. Holsteins do good for beef, Jerseys do not. Ayrshires, Guernseys all do good for beef. Jerseys do not. A milking shorthorn or something like that would be a really good choice, but they're so scarce. I don't know if you could even find one. The mini Jerseys, I have mixed feelings about mini Jerseys. In some ways, I think they're a really good idea. In other ways, they're the most popular. Let's get a milk cow, and we can't do it, and let's get rid of her. They're a little too small for me to milk. You might need to run them up on a ramp, on a platform like you do a goat. And they're pretty low on the milk production, just because it's a smaller animal. And bear in mind, I don't know if I might have said this already, it may be illegal to sell raw milk and raw milk products where you're at. Check into it really good. And don't go what he said, she said, they said, what you saw on YouTube. You actually check. You call your ag extension office, you call somebody, and find out what you can and can't do, because you get in a lot of trouble really fast. And just because everybody else does don't mean it's legal either. We got in trouble like that one time. Is there anything else we didn't cover? Oh, training. That's very, very important. Just because it's a Jersey cow, do not think you're going to buy a Jersey cow from somebody and take her home and milk her. She's got to be worked with from the time she's a calf. The younger the better. You need to halter break her. You need to spend time with her. I preach, don't make pets out of your livestock, but your milk cow's the one animal you make a pet out of. And if y'all have been watching this for a while, you saw how bad a shape I was in when our old milk cow got sick. That's because she was a pet. You want them tame, you want them easy to handle, you want them trained to go in that milk stall, you want them trained to stand there, you want to be able to deal with them. Something else I want to go with, I'm going to tell you. They're going to step in the milk bucket. They're going to kick the milk bucket over. They're going to poop on you. They're going to pee on you. They're going to poop on their tail and slap you in the mouth with it. They're going to poop on their tail and sling it in the milk bucket. And there's 2 things you need to know about that. One is you just got to deal with it. You got to shrug it off, clean her up, wash her off, dump the milk out, and start over. The second thing is very important: milk safety. You have got to keep anything that dealing with dairy products exceptionally clean, and you can't put it off. You can't put off washing out the milk buckets. You can't put off washing out the butter churn. You got to do it. You got to do it right, and you got to do it when it needs doing. That may be a good thing to end on. There's nothing to do with a dairy cow can be done on your schedule. It's got to be done when it needs done. And again, it is a very big commitment. And I hate to be ugly, I hate to just be blunt, but if you can't do it, don't start it. Because we deal with this every day. You know, I buy and sell some livestock. I get some homesteaders out of a bind, they call me. They bought something, they can't deal with it. If it's something that I can move to somebody else, I'll buy it and resell it. Don't really do it to make money, I do it because the animal's not getting fed. They can't feed it, they can't milk it, something. But this is doable. I kind of end on this. This is doable. $890 a year. That's less than $100 a month. That's about what it costs to feed a big dog. Is it a money maker? Maybe. If you can sell butter, butter used to sell really good. If you're into making cheese, cheese normally sells really good. Raw milk is kind of iffy. A lot of people don't like the taste of raw milk. And there's a lot of things that can affect the taste of your milk. There's some plants they can eat, like if you have wild onions in your cow pasture, make the milk taste bad. We have got some feed that make the milk taste bad. There's some things there you kind of got to take into consideration. But, you know, that $890 a month is not that big of an expense. Yes, you can buy all the milk and butter and cheese and whatever you want cheaper than that, but you'll have a better product, and that's not an unbearable cost. Plus, you'll have a calf for beef. Especially if you go with a beef dairy cross cow and breed to a beef bull or AI to a beef bull. That we should have covered that you need to have somebody, a neighbor, somebody with a bull you can use to breed your cow to. But most vets can't AI cows now. You might need to check into the availability of that before you commit to one. But then you've got a calf you can raise for beef. And that means you can have your beef, or you can sell half a beef and keep half a beef. This can work. We've done it before, we've done it for many years, and it worked out. You know, and I know a lot of times I tell you how much stuff costs, and it sounds like I'm being really discouraging. And I don't mean to be, I'm just trying to be honest. I want you to know exactly what you're getting into. Because like I said, I see people right here in our neighborhood, new to homestead, new to farming. They watch a few YouTube videos, they do a little research with stuff that's not in their area. They usually come down here from the western part of the state, and they jump into this stuff with both feet, commit to it, and they find out they can't do it. They find out that you can't do it and work a job at the plant. They find out that you can't do it because they don't have enough income to keep it up. They find out it's too much work. They find out their back hurts, their shoulder hurts. More than 500 different reasons. But they end up quitting. Worse yet, they end up going bankrupt. We say a lot of small pieces of property bought and foreclosed on because they couldn't do the self-sufficient homestead lifestyle. Because really, that's kind of a myth. There's got to be some income somewhere, and it takes a long time to get established. But just remember, you can do this. This is possible, and this is doable. And you'll never apply field return over in your mind. So if you want to try it, just make sure you can do it. Make sure it's legal. Make sure you got in you to do it, and get after it. You can do it. And I appreciate you watching. Y'all have a good night.